We got the other glass.
Yeah, it's right there.
That's yours, right?
Cheers. Thanks for the empty glass, Mark.
Hey, everybody. Are we live here?
Did you press live?
I did.
Is that what I'm drinking first? How come this didn't
I think that's a good one to drink first. Oops, I should probably open it first, right? Okay. All right, so here I am in Winnipeg with none other than Daniel from WhiskyThrottle. Welcome to Winnipeg.
Thanks, buddy.
We had a nice night tonight. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
Pouring up some Diamond Peak from Stranahan's.
That's some good smelling stuff.
Set that over there.
Martin's on live. And a couple other people.
Martin Calmer, awesome.
Yep. Sitting here with the backdrop of Winnipeg out the hotel window. What did you say that was building over
So
there?
we got the Canadian Human Rights Museum in the background. You can't really see it because of the reflection, but
Yeah.
it's back there. Believe me when I say it is. Just say a quick hello to Martin. Hi, Martin.
You gotta type it and say it. You just say it. How do we sound, Martin? Does it sound good? WhiskyWhistle just tuned in and commented. That's amazing.
Isn't that wild?
That's wild, man.
All right.
What made you buy this whiskey?
Well,
Cheers.
a few years ago in Winnipeg, 2 years ago in Winnipeg, Stranahan suddenly appeared on shelves, the standard yellow bottle. So I bought one. Really liked its cola nut, cola balls, cola gummy type of flavor. And anyway, it just stuck with me. I've got a couple of samples left in my archives, and my cousin was down in Colorado, so I just had to take advantage, and she brought me home this and also the Distillery 291, what's it called? Single cask rye, which was an award-winning rye. The World Whiskey Awards Rye of the Year for 2018. So that's pretty wild. Anyway, so this one did not disappoint. It's basically like the standard yellow bottle, but with just a couple extra years of aging. And it really does nicely. Smoothens out that cola.
I get a weird cinnamon all the time from Stranahan. Like cinnamon hearts.
Cinnamon hearts. I can see that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, that's Did you ever have those silver cola bottles when you were little? They look like ball bearings.
No, when I was little,
yeah,
that was 7 years before you.
That is true. You were probably eating stuff. Did you have Did you have the Popeye cigarettes, the blue smoke?
Mm-hmm. You can't get them anymore, right?
Can't get those anymore.
They suck. Chris Beaton, how you doing there, buddy?
Wow, great little group here.
This has actually got a little heat to it.
Marcus Heinonen, thanks for joining again. Really appreciate that. And Chris Beaton, good to see you. So Daniel was in town doing a bit of work, and
Don't remind me of work.
And anyway, he left an extra night tonight so that we could hang out, and we started out just here in his room with a little glass of Tormore 14.
Tormore 14.
Right over here.
Show it to him.
This is, well, it's a very, very what can I call that? Kind of middle of the road, but a little bit. What's the word I want to say? It's like a rich, fruity whiskey, and this is all ex bourbon.
No.
American oak.
Is it all 100% American oak?
Well, of course, American oak could also be
quite a wine finish to it.
American oak could also be bourbon.
Something different on the box.
On the box.
I quite like it.
Tormore 14, 43%, full-bodied, rich in flavor, American oak.
This is $55 in Edmonton for a 14-year-old. I think value-wise, it's probably
How much was it?
about $55.
That's insane. For a 14-year-old single malt, the best you get in Winnipeg would be the Glenfiddich Rich Oak, I think, for $69. Kleinlich 14 is $89.
Go to Chateau Louis.
Chateau Louis.
Yeah.
That's the store.
Anyway, I don't want to take that back on a plane for me, so you're going to have to keep it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's real nice of you. You sure?
Yeah.
You know, it would travel.
No. It did. It traveled all the way here.
Wow.
That, and you'll be upset with this maybe, but a black art. But that got finished with the boss.
That's okay.
We finished with the boss.
I'll get the black art one day. All right, beautiful. Well, that's really nice of you. Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. I should have brought you a full bottle.
No, get out of here.
Chris Beaton, sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking there's R in there, Chris, is into the Glengoyne 12. Yes, I think that would be pretty tasty. This has got quite an oily finish. The Fort Garry Hotel actually does provide pretty nice little tumblers or rock glasses.
It's just such a big spice whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Did you not try Lot 40 cast strength?
Lot 40 cast strength has eluded WhiskyWhistle. I missed it. I was here in January of this year. It sold out a week earlier.
And what about the new one?
The new one's not here yet. I think it'll be here next week.
There's less of it than the original one, isn't there? I think.
Is there?
I can't believe I didn't bring you some at least, and I brought a whole bottle to Scotland.
Can't bring me everything.
Can't bring you everything, no.
Another Booker's, Martin. Great.
Another Booker's.
You know, Booker's, that's another one that I have yet to try. So now they've got the Booker's in Winnipeg. I don't know which batch it is or whatever. But one day, I watched the Manitoba Liquor website. Either it's daily or it's every other day. And I remember I was getting ready to come home to Winnipeg, watching the price. I thought, okay, yeah, $65. Sure, yeah, I can do that. That's a good price for Booker's being cask strength and everything. A couple days before I was due to arrive, boom, $10 price increase. Just
why?
Out of nowhere. Who knows? And it's not like the stock changed. It's the same bottle that they had the day before.
Grab my phone behind there.
Yeah.
Probably should let you look and see what's on the... What's this? Notifications?
Yeah, you're being notified.
Notified of WhiskyWhistle going live. See, there was proof right there that I follow you, subscribe, and hit the bell. Let's we'll see where my Bookers are here.
Anyway, so we had a drink, a bit of Tormore. Then we jumped in a cab. Short cab ride over to Osborne Village. We stopped in for a short but very entertaining little visit to the liquor shop.
Oh, the liquor shop. Yeah, that was kind of funny, actually, the liquor shop there. First person we met was a security guard, which you don't see in Edmonton. I'm trying to remember. I've never seen a security guard in any one of our liquor stores.
And Daniel enlightened me to the wonders of this bad boy here, the 40 Creek cream liquor.
But
this is interesting. It doesn't say cream liqueur. It says cream liquor. Interesting.
Well, but that's how you spell the same. You just pronounce it differently.
Liqueur has an extra. Is a Liqueur, EUR, I believe. There's an E in there.
I think you need to ask Siri how you spell liqueur. Siri, how do you spell liqueur? Siri's an idiot. How do you spell liqueur?
Okay, I found this.
Some baseball player, Sam LeCure. 1984. He's 34 years old. Plays for Jefferson, Missouri, United States.
All right, guys. So how do we spell liqueur? Is it L-I-Q? So yes, L-I-Q-U-E-U-R. That's what I think it is. L-I-Q-U-E-U-R.
Cream liqueur, but the first ingredient is fresh farmer's cream.
Yeah.
40 Creek.
Anyway, very impressive. And I don't care who owns this distillery. The stuff coming out of there is very good and probably better than most of the contemporary versions of Canadian whiskeys on the shelves today. Sorry about my crackly throat here.
I don't know who it says owns it now. I forget. I did look it up.
I forget. I think
but this is better than Bailey's.
40 Creek.
Its first ingredient is fresh dairy farm, or fresh dairy cream, then sugar, then alcohol, then Canadian whiskey. I don't know why they just don't say 40 Creek whiskey. Why do they just say Canadian whiskey? They could be getting it from anybody.
Good point.
No, I watch myself. I'm an old man. I have to take my glasses on and off to read.
Well, here's some stats here. Our stream status is good. Hooray! Some nice Wi-Fi here at the hotel.
Actually, it's not bad at all.
And we've got, at current, we've got 8 current viewers. So that's fantastic.
Good.
So that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Unexpected. I probably could have announced this, but, you know, I didn't know how this night was going to go. And actually, our whiskey bar time was minimized because the whiskey bar
was closed.
Yeah.
Why didn't we notice that when we were walking to the restaurant across the street?
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe I wonder, was it open and then it closed afterwards, or does it look like it was closed?
It might not. It wasn't very busy on the other side.
No,
of it, so
true.
Maybe it was. It was a bunch
Monday in Winnipeg. You know.
We had nice bartender there though, at the Toad.
Mm-hmm.
He went and got us a very nice whiskey that we tried, and I thank you very much for buying that and sharing that with me.
Yeah, that was Middleton.
And how do you pronounce
it?
Yeah, I can't pronounce it either. Here, I'll try to look it up here. I took a picture of the bottle. And it's not available here? Dergal. Yeah, I could.
Something like that.
Dare, D-A-I-R, and then it's Ghaelach.
Dergalach.
That's how we would pronounce it. It might not be the Gaelic way. Or, yeah, that's right. Grenzales Wood. Virgin Irish Oak. It was 57.8%. And had you blindfolded me and given this to me without telling me what it is, I would have probably told you it was a bourbon.
And when I tried that for the first time the other night,
anyone see that?
Oh yeah, there it is. When I tried that Middleton for the first time the other night, I thought to myself, this will sell very well in USA because it just has that big oaky, tannic, and spicy notes that you get from virgin oak. And I think that we also saw that was first fill bourbon. Maybe not first fill.
First fill bourbon.
It said bourbon, ex bourbon. So but likely it's first fill given the color. That was pretty dark.
First fill bourbon and then a virgin Irish oak finish. Is that what it is?
And we have a question from Chris Beaton. He says, at WhiskyThrottle, Daniel, did you find the cask strength lot 40 at Keg and Cork?
No. You will not likely see it at the Keg and Cork. The actual company that owns it, Corby, has apparently got not ambassadors, reps that tend to focus only on the bigger stores. So stick to Wine and Beyond. No, no. Kensington's not a big store.
No.
No, Kensington is a liquor store in Calgary in the Kensington area, Kensington Wine Market they call it, but yeah, no. And Kensington won't either. Kensington doesn't like Corby.
Really?
Because they don't represent the little guys. And same thing happens to some of the liquor stores up in Edmonton. Corby is, hey, we don't have to talk to you guys because we're selling Wine and Beyond and Liquor Depots.
Right.
And the big guys that are spread all over. Their stores, you know, every 2 blocks you'll find a liquor store in some areas.
Are these the ones you have to pay for? Oh my God, $6
for a bottle of water.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
You get water.
Yeah, got
I
water.
think it's owned by Pepsi, that one.
Yes, this is remineralized water. I believe this is just bottled tap water.
I need a little drop there too. Infectious Tenacious. Wine and Beyond. I haven't even got the new lot 40 cask strength. Are you talking about the one that Aquavite opened? Because I think I've had that bottle for a while.
All right, so another question from Infectious Tendencies, who writes, any recommendations on a peated whiskey? I want to be introduced into the peat world. An introduction to peat. Ben Romach?
Ben Romach? Yeah, they're not always peated, are they?
I think they're always peated.
Very light.
But they're subtle. It's very subtle peat. Where do you go up from there?
I mean, what do you want to? You want to be thrown into it? I guess you could be.
If you want to go off the deep end, then you're going to go for Ardbeg.
Ardbegs, Lagavulin, Talisker.
That's Ardbeg there. That's I wouldn't suggest getting this edition. It's way too expensive. Go with Ardbeg 10. And if you want to splash out a little bit on a bottle, then go for the
Chris Beaton's got a good one.
Or Corey Brecken.
Kalila.
Kulila.
Yeah.
I really like the Kulila 12. In fact, I've had 2 bottles of it. It just goes down very, very smoothly.
Yeah.
12 years old, 43%, and it's so cheap.
I'm going to tell you something there. I don't know if you saw it on my channel. We did a little tribute video to the Scotch Test Dummies. And one of their very first, I think it is their very first video, they did Kalila.
Was that one of their first?
Yeah, it was their very first, I think. And I have a travel exclusive Kalila, 12-year-old. It's a 1 liter bottle somebody bought for me. And I like peat, but not for peat's sake. But it was...
it's a nice kind of a pun.
Yeah, yes, it is. But I think I must have had that bottle for 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's less than half in it. But
the Kalila,
yeah. And I tried it, and I tell you something, it was freaking phenomenal. It was still quite good. Usually, I find peated ones that sit. Peat seems to lose that oomph that you first like when it's open for a while.
Yeah. The
oxidization seems to affect the peat, but I was actually impressed by that Kalila. The other one you could try infectious is Lecheg.
Lecheg, Lecheg 10.
Yeah.
A favorite of mine, and that's very accessible.
It's actually Tobermory's.
Tobermory, right? Peated Tobermory.
They peat it, yeah.
And it is always presented in its ideal form with no chill filtration, natural color, 46.3% ABV, and you're getting a lot out of what you're paying for, which is nice.
I don't have anything to show you, but I was at Tobermory.
Oh yeah, my God. Now, are they up and running again? They were shut down for a while.
No. They have a bit of an issue. Their mash tuns, which are Oregon pine, are worn out, the inside of them. They're getting a little thin, so when they fill up, I mean, these things are pretty big. When they fill up, the water pressure could blow them out. So they're in the process of figuring out how to get new ones, which isn't hard to order the Oregon pine, but they live in an old historic building.
Yeah.
And to be able to get these in there, they have to do 2 things. Either take the roof off or spend a lot of money to have everything brought in individually and assembled inside. So they are not actually, Tobermory and Lecheg, same company, same distillery, are not in operation now.
Right, so it will get a little bit harder to find. Another peated whiskey that's pretty readily available that you should be able to find, and also very enjoyable and also very reasonable, is Ardmore, Ardmore. Anyway, probably all of the expressions will be good. I've had the triple wood, which was nice, and a friend of mine had the, I think it was called the original or traditional, also very good. There is a slightly unpeated style, half peated style that's available in a lot of liquor stores. I haven't tried it yet. People who love peat say it's not peat enough. People who don't like peat say it's too peaty. So it's in that kind of no man's land. But anyway, I digress.
You got Compass Box, as was mentioned here by somebody.
Peat Monster, right? Yep. Speaking of peaty whiskeys with the word peat in it, Big Pete. I'm a big fan of Big Pete, but I just can't get my hands on Big Pete. The liquor stores here had it once and once only. I also bought a bottle in Korea, one of the Christmas editions, way back in 2015. And after that, they just never had them on time, timely enough.
I'll get you some in Alberta. Sorry for yawning. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning and started work. And then we got done and drove here for 2.5 hours. And
were you driving?
I did the driving. Yeah, I don't like the other person that drove. Peat Monster is a really mild peat. Yeah. What about Peat Monster? What's the other one that Compass Box has out? Flaming Heart.
Is that peaty?
Yeah. Yeah. This is not whiskey or not a luxury whiskey. What else do they have that's peated? You can find peat everywhere, man.
Yeah. There's also a really, really inexpensive peated whiskey. 40% ABV. It's not, there's no age statement, but it's called MacLeod's Isla single malt whiskey, which is actually, I believe it's Bowmore, because that's the company that owns that MacLeod's is.
Another thing to
Bowmore,
try is Port Ascaig.
Port Ascaig,
which is actually the port. If you're going to the Isle, you will land there, and they're right beside, I believe, Kalila. But they are an independent bottler. They also, same company puts out the Elements of Islay, it's called. So it's done like a periodic table. So they will have what looks like a periodic table. They'll have like BN2. So it'll be like Bunahaven 2, which is, Bunahaven's not technically peated all the time. I just did a tasting there last week with their big rep out of London. And I was quite impressed. But my favorite one, which is the one I bought, was their 15-year-old. So.
Elements of Isla.
No, I bought the actual Port Ascaig one. Elements of Isla were... I have an Elements of Isla. The Elements of Isla bottles are short and they look like what you'd see in an apothecary type store. Right. They're or in a lab. They're made to look like a little lab bottle. They're pretty cool.
And if you are really looking for something that does not cost a lot of money, then my recommendation for trying something peaty would be Teacher's Highland Cream.
Peated?
It's got way more peat than Black Label. And that's Ardmore. Ardmore is the peaty whiskey that's in Teacher's Highland Cream.
He's asked there something in the area for $40 or $50.
If that's American currency, there's lots.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in the U.S. Infectious? The Islay Elements of Islay you can get in that area where I'm from anyway. They can go anywhere from $50 all the way up to $300, I think. And they're little tiny. They're tiny. They're 500 ml bottles. So maybe it's not that price effective, but it's a way to try it anyway. Right. So that's what I do.
And Marcus Heinonen mentioned that Ardmore Legacy is his go-to peaty whiskey. And he hasn't tried the other ones yet. Yeah. I have yet to try the Legacy. That's the one I was thinking of. Thanks for mentioning that. And it's very reasonable and just a very nice distillery with lots of interesting flavors. So, cool. Anyway, just a little bit more recap of the night. We had a nice dinner at, what was it called? Pete's
Place.
Pete's Place in Osborne Village here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And probably the best thing of that meal was the service.
Yeah, a very, very nice girl that worked there, talked.
She was the daughter of the owner.
Yeah. I was kind of going to think that the Abelor was the nicest part.
You might be right.
Right.
And that reminds me, you are not supposed to tip the owner.
What do you mean?
Apparently, you're not supposed to tip the owner. Did you know this? If the owner is serving you, you do not tip the owner. She is the daughter of the owner, so she's essentially the owner. I guess you can probably go either way.
You mean I gotta go back there and get my tip?
You could make a call.
You tell me that before.
Tip culture.
Whatever. There's a tip culture, yeah. That was part of the conversation with the server. It was about tipping and not tipping. I don't even know how that conversation started, that part, because I don't think I brought it up. It's got quite a long,
lingering,
spicy aftertaste. It really does. Yeah. And what is the deal with this?
Well, let's have a look. So, when you buy Stranahan's, you get this, I don't know, what do you call that? Billeted aluminum little jigger. And it holds, I think it actually mentions how much it holds in there. If you look inside, you can see the numbers.
It'll actually say 1 ounce, 2 ounce.
It does.
Yeah. We don't have the best light for it, but if you're in the right light on the side,
I see it right there.
So this top line, where do we go? This top line is 2 ounces. Over here. And the bottom one is, that's got to be a half an ounce. That bottom can't be 1 ounce.
You're right.
So they don't give you
a there. Okay, the 1 ounce is actually, wow, weird. So you'd have to look inside.
Well, yeah, when you're pouring, you're looking inside anyway, right? But
all right. So 1 ounce is about here, and then 2 ounces is right there.
So and this is a nice little one. You got tin cup.
Right.
They have one, but it's more like a shot glass.
And it's kind of flimsy, right?
Yeah, it's not as sturdy as this, but neither were the original Stranahans.
Oh, is that right?
The original Stranahans were a little bit more tin-ish. Huh. So this is quite a little, I think that's quite a bit, an extra cost. And on the black, or Diamond Peak one, this is black. On the regular one, it's silver.
Did the bottle change since the original release?
No, they look the same.
Okay.
I mean, other than you have the yellow one, which is just the same as this, just lower ABV and not as or in yellow, not black.
Well, I think I want a little bit of peat. Where did that go?
Peat?
Here it is.
I don't know, buddy. You're hiding all the stuff.
I don't know much about this Perpetuum, actually.
You don't? Well,
so this was their anniversary, 200 years, back in 2015. So that's the 200th anniversary bottle. And it says, times change, Ardbeg remains the past, present, and future in a glass. Classic notes of Ardbeg's yesteryear on the nose as mellow, rich, and enticing Ardbegian flavors mingle with dark chocolate, blank, 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 all these tasting notes. Yeah, it doesn't say much.
This is going to be a real shock to my taste buds.
Well,
from Stranahan's to Ardbeg. Why do you do that? To make the
Just in
cork
case.
moist?
Just to make sure it's all mixed.
I go through my collection and I actually
You flip them?
turn my bottles over
Yeah.
and leave them for a bit. That's good, buddy.
Is that good? Oh, that's a bit of a big pour.
It is. You want a little? Nah. You're gonna make me finish it, you sneaky.
Well,
bastard.
you can nurse that
All night long.
Yeah.
She's very oily. Very oily.
Oh yeah, that is.
It's
So
definitely
this
our
is
bag.
definitely an extremely peaty whiskey.
You think some people nose too hard?
I think some people, yeah, right. If you go in, you're gonna end up wrecking your nose.
Well, I watched somebody, and why I'm asking that, I mean, I've thought it and seen it lots. Is she was new at it? No, she was new at it, and she just kind of went, "Oh yeah." She was almost tentative, and maybe we'd say she's afraid of it, but. And she said the first 2 or 3 things that came to her mind when she smelt it, and it was, to me, it was the most honest and straightforward kind of thing to say, right? She just kind of held it here, where you just saw the other guy that poured her for her just got to get right into it, right? She got a little more into it, but in the general thing, we just kind of smell it here. Now, I work in an industry where sometimes my nose is getting bombarded by plant smells or dust and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it takes quite a bit of an effort for me to get a nose. Right?
Because the peat is just so big and billows. Anyway, we have Scotty joining us, Kilted Moose. Hello, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Great to see you here. We're trying this
Thanks, he's with us in spirit as he gets ready for work.
Ardbeg Perpetuum. There we go.
Enjoy your sleep, Chris. Thanks for coming in.
What I smell with this is something like burning lemongrass. I don't know.
Burning lemongrass. Mm-hmm. Well, because you've been in Asia, you might have smelt burning lemongrass. I don't think
I have smelled it.
Do they burn it on purpose?
It's often used as kind of like incense.
Oh.
Yeah.
In their cooking and in burning.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And in Korea, they have something called hangi, which is this big long incense stick, and it's burned during the 2 celebrations of your ancestors in the year. And anyway, there's something kind of like that weird incense type of a scent here. Like Korean incense, I mean.
It's almost like the mosquito coils.
Yep. Good call. Mosquito
so.
coil or that, what's that called again? It starts with a C, citronella. Citronella.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like lemon, but kind of weird. Of course, all this does not sound very good.
I'm not against those things. I don't know. I think.
And I find the peat kind of enigmatic on the nose. I smelt it from the cork. I smelt it as I poured it. But now I'm smelling this and it's like, where did the peat go?
I get the peat in a maybe more of a liquid smoke-ish on the nose. Actually, somebody showed me that basically...
I'm smelling my shirt.
You smell your shirt, but someone here said you smell your skin.
Oh, smell your skin.
Yeah, he said you maybe exhale on your hand. Smell your skin, and that kind of neutralizes what you've been smelling.
Kind of like the coffee beans, I guess.
Kind of like coffee beans, yeah.
All right.
My eyes get so itchy and scratchy from work. Like I have the dust in my eyes still.
This reminds me more of Ardbeg 10 than of Ardbeg Ugadal. And I don't know what's going on in there. The box is way out of arm's reach, so that's not going to be looked at. Anyway, whatever this perpetuum contains.
You think I can't reach?
Can you reach?
Sure I can, buddy. Let me see.
Well, I'm gonna.
Getting old, guys.
I'll wait for you.
No age statement on this?
No age statement.
Did you ever get to try Galileo? Not Galileo.
Supernova?
Supernova.
No.
I had a.
Nope.
I did.
How about the new 20-somethings?
No, I haven't. I think it's one of the ones that escapes me because of the price. It says if 1 year equals 7 years in Shorty's life, who's the dog that they use in their advertising, Ardbeg only ages every 10 years. So we're still a young pup and there's plenty of life in the old dog yet. Yeah, okay. Today, everyone at Ardbeg knows that Ardbeg, both the place and the whiskey, all endure for the next 200 years. Nothing about what's in this bottle itself.
And that's probably what pissed people off about this expression is that for their anniversary, their 200th anniversary, they put out a non-age stated whiskey. And obviously that is that's a corporate decision. I am sure that the good Dr. Bill Lumsden probably would have liked to have released something with an age statement. But he was probably told no. Yeah, nothing mentioned here whatsoever. Anyway, it's a little bit sooty on the palate.
And sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for showing me around,
yeah.
Babe. Are you going to come back to the hotel for breakfast?
Could try.
Sure.
Now, there is something kind of icing sugary.
What's the ABV?
47.4.
It's got a spiciness to it, too. But it's really sweet on the nose.
It's very sweet.
I haven't really tried other Ardbegs in a while, and I have a few of them. I could drink this.
I want to say icing sugar with pumpkin spice made into an icing. So a pumpkin spice icing.
Pumpkin spice. No age statement, eh? I wonder if it's young.
Well, it's probably not less than 10.
I would say so, yeah. But it really does leave a tingle on my on the top of my mouth and my tongue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dancing on my tongue.
It does. It's different. That's quite a bit different.
All right, we've got Fred Hansen joining. Hello,
Hey,
Fred.
how you
Welcome. Where are you and what time of day is it? You say it's good morning, so I guess that means you must be in Europe.
Yes.
Hansen, are you Danish? If you are, that's great. And we have Dwayne. Dwayne, let's give a quick cheers to Dwayne.
Dwayne, we're drinking some Ardbeg. Wasn't Dwayne just at Ardbeg?
He was. Yeah. Did you guys overlap?
No, because I didn't go to. So we landed in Glasgow and immediately got on a tour bus and went straight to the Isle of Arran. Right? And then we got stuck on the Isle of Arran for an extra day.
Oh, you mentioned that.
And turned into a blessing. We got to get James McTaggart drove us to Lag, that is their new peaty whiskey of Arran.
Macklemore? Aaron?
Yes. Well, yes, they make a peated one there.
Oh, are they opening another distillery?
Yeah, it's called Lag. Lagg.
Lagg.
Yeah.
Interesting name.
Well, it's in Lag.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's a place in on the Isle of Arran.
So how far along are they?
He's from Norway, Fred.
Hmm.
Say that again? They're, what is it? I think if I was going to Lag to Arran, 2 hours.
Okay.
Maybe that. Yeah.
And in terms of percentage completed, what percentage complete is this distillery? Have they got stills in there?
Yeah, the stills are in there. The mash tuns are in there. They have room to expand already.
Yeah.
Almost all. I'd say they're at 50%. Right?
Good.
I'm sure they were supposed to be more. It was very interesting being there because we were there in a storm. That's why we were on the island for an extra day. Because I think they called it McAllen storm. Something like that was coming in. So it was very unique, but very nice to be there with James and hear some things that he had to say. And when I get off my ass and stop working, we'll be able to edit some of the video.
Great.
I'll try to do
That'll
one
be great
for
to see.
Aaron and for Lag.
Yeah. Super. You know, I came this close to taking along my Aaron 18-year-old to bring to you to share. And the only reason I hesitated was the fact that, well, it's the only older Aaron that I've got. And I think I'm digging myself into a hole here. Why did I not want to bring it to you?
I don't know.
I think I'd like to save it for maybe a bigger event, hopefully with Daniel and a few other people that we can share together. This is actually an Asia release of Aaron 18 when that was the oldest year, which was I think about 3 years ago. So Japan and Korea got they shared one single cask, which was called what was it called? Aaron Angel's Share, I believe. Anyway, so I bought one, and it's cask strength, 18-year-old, and sitting there waiting. So some future event that'll come along.
Maybe we'll get. I'm going to get to Fred's question here in a second, but maybe we'll pull something off where everybody goes to the mountains, like whiskey YouTuber thing.
That'd be cool.
Fred, I did try it, Braddock Bay, at the distillery. Braddock Bay is 20 years old. Comes in a little tin can, about the same size as your little metal.
Oh yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox. I'm sure you had one, being in Winnipeg and all. But I didn't buy it because we can buy it here, and it was actually the same price as buying it there. That was the other thing to weigh out, was the price of
right
stuff. You're like, I think that's the same price. So I stuck to buying stuff that was exclusive,
like distillery releases.
Yeah. So after that Isle of Arran and Lag, we went to the Isle of Malt and to Tobermory, as I mentioned earlier. Oddly enough, I bought Lecheg. I didn't buy one Tobermory release there. I bought a 16-year-old Lecheg Virgin Oak. Right?
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Peat and Virgin Oak.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. There's not a lot of Virgin Oak peated whiskeys.
Well, I'm sure that I'll share it with you.
Sweet.
Or not. I'll drink it all by myself. But I gotta get that Braddock Bay was excellent. I liked it. It was my second. What I bought from Aaron was 2 wee drams.
2 wee drams.
Which I think is by Jim Swan, who was passed away, and I forget the other guy's name now.
By the way, I actually have something for you.
No.
Yep.
What?
It's nothing big. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Nothing big at all. Yes. What do you have to me here? They're not one of the exploding samples, are they?
Well, same bottle.
You gotta go back to a few episodes of Whiskey Whistle when he's talking about how he's gonna get his sample bottles and everything he says from Korea when he moved back here.
Right, and that was for the Canadian Club 20-year-old back from bottle 1996.
Wow. And the lid exploded.
Just
you gotta
boom.
see it. And the best part is that you edited it and showed it in slow motion, and your face when it blew up, that was the best part, Mark.
It was fun.
It was. Yeah.
All right, so I've moved back to Canada, and changed careers. In fact, I believe tomorrow I'll get notification that I am officially a licensed realtor here in Manitoba. So hopefully that means the Whiskey Whistle coffers and the Coffin family funds will slowly start to build up again. Anyway, so here's a couple of things that I thought that you might like from my my archives.
Oh man!
First
really?
one is Brook Laddie 10, second edition.
Nice.
50%.
Wow, man, that's awesome. I love Brook Laddie.
And this is one that you will not see in North America ever.
Oh, okay.
It's a Macallan, and it's called President's Edition. And this was something that they just did not release anywhere but Asia, called the 1700 series.
Wow.
Or something like that. Anyway, so the President's Edition.
Wow.
You can search that. Search it on Google or some of those dark web type of searches if you want, and just type in Macallan President's Edition and you can find that. And I believe that is all European sherry, or mostly,
Holy
if not all.
Milton. And these are happy sized freaking drams.
Well, it's 50 milliliters. You get basically two out of there.
Yeah.
And I think I went right up to nearly to the level.
What is it that you have written in Korean?
There, can you see how much air is in there?
Very little, man.
Anyway, so that's yours to take home.
You're the best, buddy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, it's just a tiny little
Yeah,
something.
Those are good. That's awesome.
There you go.
You will enjoy those greatly. That's great, man.
Now, before we wrap things up here, of course, it is 2:00 in the morning, and it's a work night for me. I head to work in the morning.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
I'm not.
And Dwayne says congrats. Yes, thank you so much. It's been 4 months of study, and 4 hard months. Not easy to study when you have a family with 3 little kids at home.
I have a hard enough time studying just for myself.
Anyway, any final thoughts? Any final questions? You better throw it out there now. So Dwayne visited Ardbeg 3 times while he was on Isla.
3 times. So I already kind of did it just to see what it'll be like about landing in Inverness or going to Inverness. I think you can land there. I'm not sure. Because I ride motorbikes.
Night, Martin.
See you later, buddy. 3 a.m. there, yeah. Well, you're ahead of us. Yeah.
Anyway, so you were saying?
So, rent a car or land in Inverness, and there's at least 3 places to rent a motorcycle. And I would drive up to, I'm going to forget where I'm going. Orkney.
Yeah.
And I think there's 2 distilleries there.
Yes, there's
Highland
Scapa and Highland
Scapa.
Park.
Do that, and then depending on the time of year, either camp or just stay at hotels and drive all the way down, and then you do the Isle of Man. You do Port Askeg.
Yeah, Port Askeg.
Askeg. So go there. You got Kalila. You can hit a lot of distilleries, man. I mean, in a week or two, you could probably get quite a few.
Absolutely.
So, and on the motorbike.
Yeah.
And the roads and so forth I dealt with there, I think it would be a great trip. Phenomenal.
Sounds amazing.
So I'm very envious of Dwayne doing that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I loved watching his photos and reading the stories, and I think that's just an amazing pilgrimage, as he calls it, and it totally is, because Isla is definitely, let's say, one of the heartbeats of Scotch whiskey. All right, so let's wrap this up for the night. Thanks everyone for watching. And again, this is Daniel from WhiskyThrottle. If you have not subscribed to his channel, then make sure you do. WhiskyThrottle, WHISKY, right? No E?
No E.
So whiskey with a Y, and then WhiskyThrottle. He's got a very cool logo. It's a gear with a helmet in it. And if you look closely, there's a YouTube button in there. That's very cool.
Yep. All one word.
Mm-hmm. So subscribe to Daniel's channel.
Thanks, Mark.
And anyway, hopefully we'll see you again very soon. Thanks everybody. And if you happen to be in Winnipeg, send me a message. Maybe you can be a guest on the show. How does that sound?
That would be awesome.
All right. So take care, everyone. Everyone, again, thanks to Daniel. Love you all, and we'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.
Take care, everybody.